Another session here. Today we're talking about getting focused and staying focused. It's really important as an entrepreneur that we get in the zone, if you will. It's really important that we get in the zone of being focused on the things that are important to us. So I want to bring to you some techniques that hopefully will help you when you feel like you're out of focus. So I want to jump right into that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to offer those questions up. The very first thing that we want to do is we want to get rid of all distractions. Now, you might say, well, everything's a distraction. Well, let me give you a few techniques that'll help you with this as I have my notes here to help me with this. Start with some of the simple things. All right. Distractions can be very complicated, but let's start with some of the simple places, like moving to a quiet space, either in your house or the office. Go someplace that is a quiet area for you. Turn off notifications on your phone. Now, before I got on this video, I turned off my notifications. So the other thing that I like to do is take my phone and I turn it upside down and away from me where I can't see it. Now, I am at a standing desk, so it's over there and I cannot see it. The other thing is you may need to close the door to your office. Now, I have an interesting office. I have an open space within my home. You can't see it from here, but I have an open space there and an open space there. So I can't close my door. But I do have other places in my house that I can go to because I work from home where I can close the door and do some work in a quiet space. You may need to tell some others around you that they're being distracting and that you need a period of time where things need to be a little more on the quiet side. So you may need to do that. The other thing that you might want to do is close out programs on your computer. Now, I did that again before we started this live session. I went ahead and I closed out my email and any other thing that make a bell or buzzer or whistle or whatever thing that might distract me while I'm talking to you, because that wouldn't be cool for you to hear my emails going off in the background. All right. The second thing that'll help you to get focused and stay focused, believe it or not, is caffeine. Now, I don't mean abundant amounts of caffeine. I mean caffeine in smaller doses. If you drink too much of it, it is very distracting. So we want to make sure that we limit the amount of caffeine to an appropriate level. Now, if you have a health condition, obviously caffeine may not be a good thing for you overall. The other thing that you might want to do is to practice what's called the Pomodoro Technique. Now, staying focused helps you to get things done in less time. And this is a time technique. Pomodoro system is a time technique where you train your brain to stay on task for short periods of time. I call it chunking time. And here's how it works. You set your timer for, let's say, 25 minutes to get work done. So you're working on a particular project for 25 minutes. When the buzzer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. Now, whether you go back to that same project or you move on to something else is up to you. But when the timer is set again for another 25 minutes, you get back to work. So 25 minutes, rest for 5 minutes. 25 minutes, rest for 5 minutes. Once you've done this 4 rounds, 4 different times, you can take longer breaks, approximately 20 to 30-minute breaks if you want. Do what works best for you. Anytime I'm offering you a suggestion, you might find something that works better for you, to work 30 minutes, rest for 10 minutes, whatever works for you. The other thing is you may need to get focused and stay focused. You may need to lock your social media. Now, what I mean by locking is there are apps out there that allow you to put locks or to close out or to stop your social media from bothering you. If you are the type of person that you just can't simply turn it off, there are apps that force you, and you can put those in conjunction with the Pomodoro system where they lock you out and help you to stay focused during that time. Another thing is to fuel your body. Now, this means that you're taking in appropriate proteins, that you're eating at certain times. Make sure you're eating healthy. And the other thing is throughout the day, so if I eat breakfast at 8, let's say, around 10 o'clock, I'll take a handful of almonds or some sort of fruit mix or nuts or something, and I will eat them. And that helps to keep my metabolism going. Take lunchtime. Make sure you're eating healthy proteins and carbohydrates and staying, keep yourself fueled, and then those snacks in between to help you. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. I keep water on my desk, and again, limit that amount of caffeine that you're taking in. Now, the other thing with going along with your body is to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Now, this is really difficult for a lot of people because our minds are racing, or maybe we have a project to do and we just can't get that rest. Really, you need to be getting about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Now, if you go to bed at 9 and wake up at 4, that's about 7 hours. So, you can stay in that 6 to 7 hour range, but whatever works for you. I like to get up early. I like to get up early and read and exercise and do those type of things. Whatever's going to work best for you, but make sure you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep where possible. That is going to be your best bet. And if for some reason you're running into this situation where you're just not getting enough rest and you're exhausted all the time, maybe it's time. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on television, but maybe it's time that you talk to your physician and say, hey, I'm not getting enough rest. Maybe there's something else going on. It could be sleep apnea. It could be something else. I would listen to your body and act accordingly. The other thing that I would encourage you to do is to set SMART goals. Now, SMART goals, if you've not ever heard of them, is specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timed. Specific meaning that you know exactly what it is that you're going to do and you're very specific about it. You're not going to just say, I'm going to be a millionaire. What you're going to do is say, I am going to create a 7-figure business within, and then you set a time. So measurable, when is that time going to be? When do you know that you've reached that goal? Actionable, can I actually do that goal that I've said I'm going to do? For example, I had someone recently tell me that they were going to be a billionaire in a month. I'm not sure that that's an actionable goal. Not that they can't be a billionaire ever, but to go from I don't have any money to a billionaire overnight, and you don't have a mechanism to get there overnight, that may not be actionable. That goes along with realistic. Is your goal actually realistic? It's not that the person can't be a billionaire. The question is, can they be a billionaire in a month's time? The answer is probably not. Now, that's not to say they won't ever be the billionaire or a millionaire, but it's when are we going to do that? So is it realistic? And then timed. When are you going to do this goal? How long is it going to take you? When are you going to achieve it? So that's the SMART goals. The other thing is to be mindful. Now, mindfulness, our minds tend to wander, especially when we're having a hard time staying focused. And so what this does, being mindful, is that you're mindful of what's going on at every moment of the day. You're aware that you're starting to wander your mind. And that's where mindfulness comes in. You bring mindfulness in to maintain moment-to-moment awareness of what you're going to do, why you're doing it, what is your why. You got to keep that in focus. And here's the great news. You can do this. You can stay on task using mindfulness. Number 9, make a to-do list. It's quite simple. All you need to do is have a notepad and write down the things that you want to accomplish today. Or if you want to go to my website and join the free membership on MaximumChange.com, there's actually a to-do list you can download for free. So you might want to check that out. And then finally, focus on similar tasks. Now, what we're talking about here is that you're not jumping around a lot. Like, you'll have similar tasks that work together along the way. So if you're working on your advertising for Facebook, why not also work on your advertising for Instagram or for LinkedIn or whatever? So you're keeping similar tasks together, and you're working and you keep the flow going. When I'm doing a video, I like to record the video, and then I will take that video and run it through the video processing program, add a bump at the end, and then I will upload it to different social media sites. So I'm keeping similar tasks together. So if you want to get focused, stay focused, if you're serious about it, these are about 10 different things that you can do. I'd encourage you to go back and watch the video again once or twice and see if you can put some of these things into play, because I think they're really powerful techniques that will help you to stay focused. Hey, listen, if you like this video, or if you're listening to it as a podcast, if you like the podcast, please check the like or the follow button. And we'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and go ahead and list there, a question that you have. If you have any questions on this topic or another topic, go ahead and give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Hope you're doing well this week, and I would love to hear from you. Please like and follow. Have a great day.